So it's 2026. The first day of this year, you had the top news of Swiss ski resort fire, 40 killed. So when I see this, I directly see a connection to the fact that the bar is named Constellation, and that SpaceX has satellite constellations. And if you remember back to December 18th, just before Christmas, right? You had a satellite, a SpaceX satellite that was destroyed in orbit, and it became top news. Well, if I would also add the fact that Elon Musk has, uh, it can be traced a heritage to Switzerland. Like he has on his maternal side roots in Switzerland, and then um, then at the same time, if I would tell you that right next to this fire was the first ground antennas in Switzerland, which was hugely disliked, and there were many articles against this building of these antennas. Much, how do you say, the village was against it, the Alpine village. So there is indeed a connection. And let me zoom in here a bit and show it to you. So yes, um, so here is the constellation Fire. Here is Luke, where you have the first installation of Starlink antennas, ground antennas. Yeah, the keyword constellation pops up, and as I said, you can remember back to December, where you had a destroyed SpaceX satellite. So yes, indeed, there's something happening here. So let's look at that article. Swiss Alpine Village that has rebelled against Elon Musk's multi-million-dollar decision in the Swiss town of Luke. They are they don't like it. So in the small town of Luke, located in Switzerland's Valais canton, a heated debate has erupted over a new project tied to Elon Musk's SpaceX. And if you look here on this X post, you see that Starlink builds its first gateway in Switzerland, a mega gateway of 40 antennas in Luke. So it's the first gateway in Switzerland. It's the first, like it's a big deal basically. And there's been some dislike around this. Anyhow, probably lots of feelings, whatever. Or yeah, that's something that's important. So, and if you look here, it's right next to this. So this is constellation. I just see this. Oh, for me, this is obviously connected. So this is obviously connected. And especially for me personally, I'll just show you what I've been talking about in December when it comes to symbolism, but also, yeah, so I did many videos here about satellites. I saw that as a key thing, or one important keyword in December was satellites and Kessler syndrome, something that I talked a lot about. So here's my Kessler videos, and here are my satellite videos. And for me personally, when I see this, when I see what's going on here, the first day of the year, I start thinking like, I'm sorry to say, like I start thinking about like, are everyone just idiots? You know, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with people to not see what I'm presenting. How can it be so hard to see this? You know. Um, so um, this is like super obviously um, the the main point of what this is about. And why do I say that? Well, let me argue why. Well, it's the main point because it has a red thread from the other top news in December. So basically, I see this world as an organism, and when there are top news, these top news are connected. I see them connect. Okay, and when I see that, like I've been mentioning the fact that there are satellites on, what was it? The Economist magazine. What was it? Some cover. I don't remember it right now, but it was right before the new year. You had Economist magazine having a cover with satellites on it, and I mentioned that, yeah, they usually have important occult symbolism, you know, like hidden symbolism when it comes to what's important, um, when it comes to the future, right? So, so guys, um, yeah. So this is what I think this news is about. It's basically a sign, in my opinion, of what is to come. It is a sign of the what I have explained to in December to be a Kessler syndrome that is already present. And in my opinion, this constellation, uh, fire, horrific fire with like 40 deaths, and they basically, um, it's like I'm trying to imagine what happened because normally you can just get out of a building, right? And but it seems to have spread so quickly, like some kind of uh, yeah. And so yeah, um, this this very to me this is very much has a connection to what is important. You know, I'm a bit of a loss of words because I don't know exactly how to talk anymore to people about what's happening here, because I don't know what language people like. It's like people speak a different language or something. Um, I don't know how you're not able to see this, honestly. And um, yeah, I'm uh, I'm not pleased with that, to be honest. Like the fact that people are not people are not supporting what I do. They are not, you know, and that's sad. It is. I guess that I will continue to be right when it comes to these things. I've been making drawings of the future. I made this formula. It's a new formula in physics, and if you look into it, you're going to see that it's already too late. There's going to be a cascade of satellites, and I believe that even, I see the world as a conscious thing, that the whole world, the whole thing, and the top news itself are connecting like some kind of organism, and it's in a way it's mind over matter when it comes to that. But also at the same time, there is logic, there is thinking, and there is it's very important with those things. And this this formula that I came up with, it actually shows that it's too late. It's going to be destroyed. These constellations, and I've been talking about that. So the fact that I've been talking about these constellations of satellites are going to be destroyed, and I showed my calculations about that. And now I see this, with this, and again, I when I see the lack of response, when I see the lack of yeah, of response, basically, I start getting the opinion that not only people are morons, sorry for those words, but also that they have no decency when it comes um, to, I mean, the whole idea to try to get to truth, like to the direction of truth. This whole concept seems to have faded away. People talk about truth, but they don't care. They don't care, okay? There's so few people that cares. There's so few of them. There's so few of these people that care about truth that they can't even reach each other any longer. They can't reach each other. They can't. And anyhow, I told you that it's mind over matter. But at the same time, science is important, thought is important, logic is important. Why is logic important? Because the mind loves logic, and the greater organism loves logic the same way. It's because I think it's just something that is preferred, like logic is preferred, and therefore it has validity because it is beautiful. Logic is makes, or how do you say, logic has authority because it is beautiful for that reason alone. And so when I present my new formula, I'm telling you that, okay, if you look into this, you are going to realize that the satellites are going to be destroyed. And I mean, if you do it with seriousness, um, well, then that realization of yours is going to tip the scale slowly. I mean, that's the thing with mind over matter. It's going to tip the scale. This is logical. The satellites are not supposed to be there, when it comes to logic. They're supposed to be destroyed, according to my formula and my calculations. Feel free to, like, you are going to look into those if you want, and you are going to find out that it is valid. This is valid what I found. So anyhow, and as I see it, consider, like, I know I don't know how to say this in a way that doesn't sound provocative, but I know how the world works, and I know why this is here. I know why this is here. I know why this is happening. I know why these things are close. I know that, okay, Elon Musk lives or roots there. Oh, the first place in Switzerland is there. Oh, it has the name constellation in it. Oh, I know why. I know why, and from my perspective, I see all the idiots, um, being oblivious, like the oblivious masses, or like it's not even the masses, just the oblivious everyone, basically. Every single one are oblivious to what's going on. So yeah, it's some kind of sleep that it's a mix of sleep and amnesia. Some people wake up and then they fall asleep. And some people believe that they are awake, but they are so asleep. They are so asleep. And also, I do believe that when it comes to this great reality, there is an external observer, let's call it like that, and it will see who is conscious, who is not, who doesn't care about logic, who has, you know, there is a continuous test of everyone and everything, a continuous test. And I think this test is about sentience and consciousness. Are you conscious? Are you sentient? Well, if you're not, then you don't make a big deal out of this. You don't, I mean, you don't draw any conclusion, or maybe not even conclusion, but you don't think twice about this. Maybe you disregard what I say because I don't have many subscribers. Maybe you disregard, yeah, because I seem to have low popularity. Maybe you disregard what I say because I seem to have low amount of likes. Well, all of that kind of way of seeing things, I believe it's going to be a part of the great judgment that eventually comes. The way that people base their views on popularity and things like that. They can't think for themselves, you know. Anyhow, when I see this, what's going on, the first biggest news of 2026, it all makes sense. It's all so clear that um, it's uh, it's basically it's basically going to happen. All of this. I mean, yes, it is because my formula is saying that. My formula is saying that it's going to happen. And I started seeing signs of this connecting to. So the Kessler videos, I made a lot of decoding of connecting to Charlie Kirk, even the Charlie Kirk stuff, connecting to that. And you see, since it's mind over matter, and what I do here is that I weave together this pattern here in a way that is harmonious. Well, um, this makes it slowly valid and right what I'm doing. Like you're basically seeing it slowly come true what I'm saying. And if you have yeah, so so yeah, it's not only symbolism, but I also did a purely logical video, um, which is, or a few of them that are proving that the ingredients for the cascade is already in place. Like it's already, I think it was somewhere around. Eventually, I got the numbers really high, like almost 2000% chance of cascade, which I mean, it's all only needed 100% according to my formula. So, um, anyhow, so yeah, the for whatever reason, every single one cares about popularity, and I don't seem to have popularity. When you look at what I do here, there's no one commenting, there's no likes, there's no subscribers, and so voila, um, it's like it's like humanity or something is like weak or something. It's like it's almost like, oh, it's so weak, humanity, in the fact that it cannot see what's true. It's unable to do that. It will look at popularity. It will look at how many trinklets do I have? How cool is my microphone? How cool is my clothes? It's all about that. So, but I'm going to see this come true, this stuff. Um, so yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just so obvious. So the first Luke has the first gateway of Switzerland. Yeah, I mean, it's super obvious, all of this. So this is June 14, 2025. Yep. Okay. So that's what it's about. It also ties together with the Brown University shooting, as I said. It ties together with many top news that I've been reporting on in December. But then again, uh, any people listening here, you're basically morons. Like you all seem to be you all seem to be um, the only word that I was thinking about, what are people? And I start thinking about calculators. It's like people are calculators in that they are quick to think, they can solve, I give equation, something like that, and it will calculate it. Oh, a human is a calculator. Yes, but I mean that's basically how it looks to me right now. A human is some kind of, I mean, a human has become some kind of calculator. While, okay, I'm not so good at being a calculator, to be honest. I'm not so good at being a human, like being a regular human calculator to do this, do these um, these things that they do. I don't know how to say it. But then again, does it matter? Yeah. It's basically like, from my perspective, it seems like people are calculators. I have to say, it's like that it's lost. Yeah. And also, I have to say a bit more criticism against people. Um, I don't I don't want to point certain people out, and this is valid for many people. It's like people are flat. It's like some kind of one moment they are having these thoughts, another moment they are totally disconnected from their previous thoughts. I'm not disconnected. Everything that I say on my channel are connecting. Every single thing that I talk about here is connecting. Do you know how that can be like that? It's all a fractal, how everything connects. While, like, from my perspective, when I connect everything like that, and when I look at how everyone else do, they seem flat. It's like a flat surface. Again, back to the calculator versus the something else. So yeah, of course, if I'm going to have calculators judge me what I do, well, they are going to say that I'm a bad calculator, right? I'm not a good calculator. Or, I mean, that's just some word that I came up with. So yeah, um, anyhow, again, I mean, this is obviously going to lead to something. I'm repeating myself, but um, there should be people sharing what I do, but what's the point to tell people to do? Like people should realize this themselves. People should realize what I'm doing here, that it's important, but they don't. It's like no, it is calculators. It's like no, truth. People don't believe it exists or something. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. What is the problem? Um, So yeah, many people, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Like I don't think people like the fact that um, I seem to be right in what I'm saying. People don't like when I'm right a lot. I think because it's not fair. Like it doesn't seem fair if I'm right, and that means that someone else is less right. Um, okay, I get it. I get it. But again, that kind of view is has no uh, doesn't pursue the truth. The view of thinking that one person cannot be right many times, well, because it's not fair, you know. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say more. I'm very disappointed with people, I have to say. I'm very disappointed. And that has to do with both people in real, in when it comes to physical reality and how do you say, people that I've been meeting face to face. I'm very disappointed in everyone, basically. And also when it comes to internet, I'm very disappointed with everyone on the internet also. So yes, that's how I see it. So that's how it is. And I'm most probably going to grow and grow and grow in influence. And people are going to hate me more and more and more. That's the future that we're going towards. I will become more and more powerful, and people will hate me more. That's where we're going. And it's because I know how these things work. I respect art, but I also respect science and logic and theories. How do you say? These kind of things. Yeah. And while doing this, I feel that I have grown a lot and evolved, as a person. And meanwhile, I see everyone else getting stuck as calculators, becoming calculators, some kind of, yeah, calculators. And I see my views coming true. I see my drawings connecting to the top news and other people's drawings. And it basically, I don't know what to say, it's like we're so far away from each other. And yeah, But the thing is, there is a light on the horizon, especially for me. Especially, sorry to say, but there is such a light on the horizon, so you can't even imagine the light on the horizon that I'm seeing. And when it came to the heavenly stairway, I can I you know the one that um, oh, sorry, I forgot what was his name. Sorry. Um, Julian made the drawing Stairway to Heaven. I remember. I basically saw the Stairway to Heaven. That's the thing. Not in a how do you say? Not in not as in meditating or dreaming or something. I don't have dreams that tell me things like this. No, I figure things out. So I'm I'm fortunate to see things like a stairway to heaven, and I do think that yeah, yeah, whatever. Um, so yeah, so basically, 2026, and everyone hates me. I'm growing in power. I'm growing in also. I like the fact that we have communication with new people painting. If you want to paint with me here, then just send me an email and we'll do that. And I will, yeah, believe in your drawing. Why can I, I'll not talk about that. Um, so yeah. Uh, so yeah, basically everyone on the entire internet has disappointed me, except for a few. You know who you are. A very few of you, and that's just like the people out here outside the window, outside the world, wherever you are, like, or actually most of you listening here to my channel, we have nothing in common. Most of you guys listening here, we have nothing in common because you don't share my view that this is how people are. As I said, most people like to lick ass. I've said it before. People like lick ass. They like to suck cock, metaphorically speaking, and that's what they do. And that's the path. That's the actual path in this world to success. It is to lick ass, and um, then you become a calculator. Also, you become a calculator, and that's what you do. And you're unable to wake up and see things, see the truth. You you base your views on what seems popular, you know, and that's bullshit, it is. And yeah, and then people like me are going to be right. That's how it is. And yeah. So anyhow, this was a video about, like, I'll just end this video now. So this was a video about the top news in 2026, the first day of the year. Swiss ski resort fire. And in this video I showed a connection to the constellation, the keyword constellation, SpaceX, and Elon Musk, a connection to the place of the first Starlink base antennas being right next to this fire, and I think that's a big noteworthy thing, especially considering my videos just before the January of 2026. You saw in December me talking about satellites, Kessler, and I said that everything is going to be destroyed because of my formula. If you don't believe me, check it yourself. Do the math, and you will see that everything is going to be destroyed. That's basically how it is. And yeah, it's actually quite straightforward mathematics. So that's it. And as I said, to me, all of this makes sense. Like the fact that this is the first thing of the year. Well, it's going to define. It's most probably going to be a lot of satellite things during 2026, I would say. And that's it. That's it. So go back to your ass licking, I guess, and continue being a calculator because that's how people are, and continue licking ass. I guess that's it.